Alrighty, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to our Blackboard page. And the easiest way, if you work for Sam Houston State University as a faculty or staff member, is go to the Campus Tools option right here on the shsu.edu website. There's the website right there. And click the Campus Tools tab and go to Blackboard. If you are joining us from Sol Ross or any of the other or LIT or any of the other Texas State University system schools that have been joining us for these messages or for these demonstrations, excuse me, please just access Blackboard how you normally would. It should still provide you with the same options as this. Once you go to Blackboard from the Campus Tools page, you will see a opportunity to log in using your SHSU credentials. We're going to go ahead and click Login. And once you do so, it will take you to your Blackboard homepage. From here, we are going to go to the tab at the top left that says My Media. You'll see it here next to Home, My Media, Student Resources, Online Proctoring. We're going to click the My Media tab. Once the My Media page populates, you're going to see a couple different options here. You're going to see filters, you're going to see videos that you've previously recorded and uploaded to your course. Excuse me. But what we're going to do is click this blue Add New button right here. And once we click it, it's going to drop down with a little drop down box. You're going to see Media Upload, YouTube, Kaltura Capture, and Video Quiz. We're going to go ahead and click the Kaltura Capture tab. Once you click the Kaltura Capture tab, you're going to be taken to a page that says Kaltura Capture Desktop Recorder. I'll get to this in a second. However, what I am going to emphasize right now is that if you have not downloaded the Kaltura Capture Desktop Recorder app, here's where you'll do so. If you're using a Windows PC, please click the download for Windows option. You'll see right here that I'm trying to highlight it. Oh, that's because this is right here. Anyways, it's right here. If you're using a Mac computer, just download for Mac. It should prompt you with an option to download the program or the software. And once you download that, if you come back to the My Media tab, like we did here, you'll see this kind of box pop up. It might not say exactly like this. It might pop up with the Mac version of this, or if you're using an older version of Windows, it might pop up and look similar to this, but you'll see a pop-up box that asks you if you want to open Kaltura Capture. I'm going to go ahead and click Open Kaltura Capture. You should be presented with a small logo with a spinning circle on it. And this box right here, this toolbar, should make itself available to you. I'm running a multiple monitor setup right now. It did not populate with that logo on this screen. It populated on my other screen here. So I'm going to go ahead and minimize the web browser there. And we're going to familiarize ourselves with the Kaltura Capture toolbar. Interesting. Okay, there we go. All right, so in this Kaltura Capture toolbar, you're going to see a couple different options here. You're going to see the big Start Recording button. You're going to see the camera option, the screen option, the audio option, and we're going to see a little box down here that says Manage. It's right under the Kaltura Capture logo. We're going to click the Manage option so we can go into the settings and make sure everything is ready to go for our first Kaltura Capture recording. Once you click the Manage button, you're going to be taken directly into your library. This is where all previous videos that you've recorded will be available to you so that you may either upload them to upload them to your My Media section of Blackboard, or you can make any other options that you would like to do with them. You can delete them here. You can view them for yourself so that you have the option to review them or send a shareable link to some other people here. Give me 1 second here. Let me pull this chat up. I do see that question from Richard there. I believe that some of these will be. I believe that these will be saved on your desktop to your hard drive. However, once you save and upload them to your Blackboard course, they will be available in the cloud. You can go ahead and delete them from your machine. They should be available on your Blackboard cloud. There should be a save there for it. All right, so we're going to go back to the library here by clicking the Go to Library button. You're given the other option to delete all uploaded files. What that'll mean is all the files that have been uploaded to the cloud, that have been uploaded to your My Media section of Blackboard, it will delete all of those. However, it will leave the ones that you have not uploaded to your My Media page available to you so that you may do so going forward. As I mentioned before, though, if you would like to share these videos with people so that they may view the preview ones before you put them on your Blackboard courses, you can copy this link right here under them in your library page, and you can share that with them so that they may view the content there. Miss Petra, if you wouldn't mind disabling your camera, thank you very much.
Jake, just so you're
Yes.
aware, I have the ability to disable cameras, and I've been the one disabling those cameras.
Thank you very much, Nat. All right, so now that we've gone over the options that are available to you in your library, and we will come back to here once we finish our recording today, we're going to go ahead and move on to the information tab. It's the little eye with the circle around it right here. What this does is it shows you which version of the Kaltura Capture version software you're using. We're currently using 4.2.83 on my machine. There might be a little bit newer of a version. You might have a slightly previous version of this software. It should be fine. I do recommend updating as frequently as possible. However, unless you're running into issues or you're running into errors that you're having with the software, it's not necessarily the worst thing to be a couple versions out or right on top of it. So you should be fine. Unless they roll out a whole new feature set that I'm not aware of yet, everything should be good to go with that. It'll also let you know that you're a connected user here. You can sign out if you do not want to be, but I do recommend if you want your videos to upload to your My Media page that you remain signed in. That's why we signed in and clicked through using our SHSU credentials whenever we chose to run the software. And this right here is a backend website for Kaltura's support team. I would not worry about that in any way, shape, or form. All right, so now that we've gone through the library and the information tab, let's go ahead and jump into our settings tab here. And here is where we have a little bit more flexibility with how we set our recordings. Here you can choose the camera recording and screen recording quality. Mine are currently set to 1080p. I do have a 1080p webcam. So this gives me the opportunity to record at this fidelity. If you do not have a 1080p webcam, 720 is absolutely acceptable for these, same as screen recording. I do recommend that if you have the ability to record in 1080 or above, to select the highest fidelity that you have available to you. And that will usually be, and I'd say usually because I don't have a lot of experience using this on a Mac, and I don't know what version of the software you're using, but usually the highest fidelity will be the farthest right. Make sure you have that one selected. Just remember, the higher the number, usually the better fidelity you're going to have for your video. Record system audio is a very useful tool. Excuse me. Record system audio is a very useful tool. If you are doing a PowerPoint that has embedded audio, if you are showing a YouTube video, if you are playing a media clip that you have to your students for your lecture, make sure that you have the record system audio selected as yes. Otherwise, during your recording, the audio from your desktop will not be included into your Kaltura Capture recording. This is if you want to turn this off so that it's just your microphone and nothing else you're showing is giving any audio to anybody else, go ahead and turn off or select no. However, if you are showing media, it's probably very helpful to your students that they hear what you're hearing as well. So I recommend having record system audio turned on. Ms. Sultana, I would recommend once you get your SAM ID, to go ahead and oh, okay. I'm sorry, I misread the question. We will have a previously recorded version of this video available, and we can get that to you at the end of the session. If you reach out to Mr. Nat Connor, he will be able to provide either the link to you or information on where you can find that. All right, sorry about that. We're gonna go ahead and take the next step forward here. Right here, you'll see a recording name prefix. This is very useful if you're recording multiple sessions throughout a recording session using Kaltura Capture. Say I'm running a mass communications course, and I am going to do 5 chapters in a single day. Well, I can pre-label my videos here, MCOM 3999 chapter blank. And as I go through my recordings, I can leave this like it is, and I can I can just change the number of the chapter. I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 whenever I'm wrapping up my video at the very end. This saves you a little bit of time if you're doing a bunch of videos. It saves you a little bit of time if you're only recording for one course over the course of a semester. However, if you are teaching multiple courses online or you are recording multiple videos, this could get a little bit in the way. You can always select not to use it, but if you are just teaching one course, sometimes it makes it very easy. Highlight cursor is a feature that once the recording has started, you will notice a little yellow ripple behind your mouse. I will show you what that looks like once we get started. And auto minimize when recording is it's very useful if you do not want the Kaltura Capture toolbar to be visible to your students while you're recording. Once you hit record, a little toolbar will show up where my mouse is here. If we have auto minimize when recording selected to yes, once the recording starts, this bar will not appear here. It will drop down into your system tray, right where this logo is right here. You'll notice that it is recording still because there will be a little red dot in the top right corner of the Kaltura Capture software logo down there. However, if you do not mind having that little toolbar available to your students so that they may see what it is, you can minimize it whenever you choose to. I'm going to leave it selected no for now. And I'll show you what the difference is between minimizing and unminimizing it once we start a recording. The last part of the settings here is very interesting. It's very helpful if you have an error while you're using this software. I would recommend once the software has crashed on you, come back or reopen the software and come back into the settings tab here. If you go to the settings tab and click upload logs, this will send the Kaltura Capture tool or the Kaltura Capture support team a log of the crash. It will show them exactly what happened while the program was running, and it will allow them to make fixes on future versions of the software. I do want to emphasize that if you do have an error and it is crashing on you consistently, please reach out to the SHSU support staff or support desk. They will be able to help you with errors that you're having with the Kaltura Capture software. This just helps Kaltura make a better version of this product going forward. So you could you have an error, you come in here, you click upload logs, it's still crashing on you. Go to the SHSU support desk website, give them a holler, let them know, hey, I'm having issues with my Kaltura Capture software. And then from there, you should be able to find a solution to your issue. Alrighty, so now that we've finished all of these, choosing all of our settings and figuring out exactly how we want to proceed with our recording, we're going to go ahead and click save here, because if I don't click save, none of my settings will stay the way I want them to, so we need to click save. Once you click save, you should be dropped back into your Kaltura Capture toolbar. Hello. And we will be getting into a recording setting. However, before we click the big red button and start a recording, we are going to go over to these three options. We have the camera, the screen, and the audio. Here, you're able to choose your camera source. Or here, you're able to turn off your camera by clicking the camera icon here. If you have it turned off like so, there will be a line through the box and it will gray out the camera option to you. If you want your camera visible to your students, all you need to do is click it and it will provide you the camera right here. If you have multiple cameras available in your recording session here, you're going to click this little drop down box here and choose the one that you would like. At the moment, you'll see that my other option is a screen, so we're just going to leave it here on the camera that you're seeing me talk to you on right now. Next, we're going to move over to our screen option. You can do the same thing with the screen. If you click the screen icon here, it will put a line through it and turn it off. Or if you leave it blue like that, it will be available to your students to record. If you have multiple monitors, like I said I do, you can choose which monitor you want the recording to happen on. We currently want this screen to be recorded, so we're going to go ahead and leave that there. You're also given the option to choose a full screen recording, which is this whole screen, or select a specific area. If I click the select specific area, I can drag this box anywhere on the screen, and anywhere inside this box that I have will be able to be recorded by the Kaltura Capture software. If I click and grab any of the anchor points here, the left side, the right side, the top, bottom, the corners, I can make this any size that I want. Or I can choose predetermined sizes that Kaltura has given to us for this recording. For our purposes, though, I'm going to make a custom size, and we're just going to record this little area that's over my Kaltura Capture shortcut here. And I'm going to go ahead and click confirm. You'll notice that now there's a red box around the Kaltura Capture logo here. If I show you the screen real quick, there we go. Confirm. If I show you the screen real quick, there we go. You'll see that there's only this little area of the screen that's available on the preview monitor here. Only where my mouse is where it works, only inside the red box. I can drag anything in there that I want. Now you see the little red box there. I can drag it out. Whatever is in this box is the only thing that will be recorded if you've chosen so. However, for the purpose of our demonstration, I'm going to go ahead and select full screen because we want the whole screen to be able to be recorded. The last option is audio. You can turn it off and on by clicking the audio microphone here. And you'll notice that your audio is coming through because you should see a little level inside the microphone there going up and down. So you'll see up, down, up, down. Also, if you have multiple microphone inputs, you can choose to go whichever one you would like. I'm choosing the microphone that I'm currently speaking into. You may have seen in my camera option that I have this microphone right here. That's the one I am currently talking into. All right, so now that we've chosen our correct camera, our correct screen, and our correct audio, we're ready to start a recording. However, before we start the recording, I would like to make one point very clear. I would like to emphasize this point. If you are trying to do a voiceover recording or a voiceover PowerPoint, and you do not want your camera visible to your students, before you start a recording, you need to make sure that the camera is turned off. If you start a recording with your camera on, your screen on, and your microphone on, your students will have the ability to view both your camera and your screen at the same time during the recording. There is no way to turn off your camera after you record it. There is no way to remove the camera feed from the recording afterwards without contacting a member of the SHSU Online staff. What happens is both the camera and screen will be recorded and your students will have the ability to view them. It's as easy as clicking the camera off right here and starting a recording. Then your students will hear your voice. They'll see your screen. You will not be on camera at all for any reason. And the same goes for if you just want a camera and no screen, make sure that you have the option you do not want recorded selected. I know that I'm being very poignant on this. I know I'm making a very emphasized point about this because we have a lot of people ask once a recording is finished, why can my students see my camera and my screen? Well, it's because you recorded both your camera and your screen. I know some people want to do these recordings. Maybe their background is a little messy, or they didn't fix their hair in the morning, or they're running through a whole bunch of these during a day and they have a lot of things going on. So they just wanted to make sure that their students got the information and they didn't have time to find their glasses or take care of anything else in the room that you don't want your students to see. If you have your camera selected and you have your screen selected, your students will see your camera. So just keep that in mind. Awesome. Well, now that that's done, and now that I've emphasized that point, let's go ahead and start a recording so I can show you what both the camera and screen recordings will look like. I'm going to go ahead and click the big red button here. You'll notice the countdown, 3, 2, 1. You'll see in the bottom right-hand corner, here's that toolbar I was talking about. And if you had auto minimize when recording selected, if I click this minimize option right here, the little minus bar, it will drop it into your toolbar. That little minus bar makes it so that you can choose if you want to minimize or leave it there. If you have auto minimize, your recording will do the 3, 2, 1, and then instead of this toolbar showing up right here, it will just appear like so, and you'll see the little red dot on your Kaltura Capture logo in the system tray here. Your recording is still recording, and it will drop it directly there. All you need to do is click the box. Your toolbar will come back up. It's still available to you. Just auto minimize sends it right there instead of putting the box here to start your recording. Fantastic. So now that we're starting recording, this is recording. My camera is recording. The screen is recording. Anything I do on here we'll be able to see in the recording. Before I get into the options that are available to you there, I would like to show you the highlight cursor feature. You'll notice that if I double click, there's a little yellow ripple behind my mouse. It also works with single clicks. It also works if you have a website open. You'll see the little yellow on the white there. It's maybe not the best, but it is available to you if you chose that. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and go into the options that are in your toolbar here. You'll see stop recording, pause recording, and cancel recording. Stop recording is used if you would like to end your recording and you are satisfied with it and you would like to go to the next step of uploading it to Blackboard. I'm going to go ahead and click it right now and show you that once you click stop, your recording will pause. That's important because if you click stop by accident and this pops up and you need to continue the recording, all you need to do is hit no. You'll notice that the time code starts going back up. And that's what this number is. This number is called a time code. If you see it counting up, it means it is recording. But if you click stop on accident and you would like to continue recording with your video, all you need to do is click no. The time code will resume and you can pick up from exactly where you left off. The other option is pause here. If I click pause, it's the same thing. I recommend using that if you need to take a little break from your recording, if you need to go get some more coffee, if you need to deal with a family emergency in the home, or whatever it is. Pause is very useful. Just make sure that you pause at the end of a thought so that you can come back in and pick it up right from where you left off. It will be as if nothing happened during that time that you were away from your computer. Once you're ready to resume recording, go ahead and click the red button again. You'll notice the pause button comes up here again, and your recording starts to count back up. Say you started recording and you absolutely hated it. Say you started an intro and you absolutely hated everything you said. You want to restart. You notice one of your slides was bad. You want to fix that and then start another recording altogether. All you need to do is click the X here for cancel recording. It'll pause the recording and ask you, are you sure you want to discard this recording? No or yes. If you want to discard it, go ahead and click yes, and it will act as if nothing was ever recorded. It'll disappear. It will delete the recording. It will not exist. You can start over from scratch. For the purposes of our recording, I'm going to go ahead and hit no, and it's going to continue counting up. You'll notice that there's a little blue microphone right here. You cannot click the microphone. It will not do anything. By clicking the microphone, like I said, it will not do anything. However, with it being blue, that indicates that you are receiving an audio signal from your microphone that you have connected to your computer, and that you chose to have a microphone source available during your recording. It will not show you the levels that I mentioned to you before. It will not show you if it gets disconnected. It just shows you that you chose to have a microphone selected for your recording. Alrighty, well, the final option here for the Kaltura Capture toolbar is the pen tool, which is a very useful tool for a couple different reasons. One, you're presented with a pen, an arrow, and a text option. You're also given a cursor option and a select option. We're going to start with the pen option. I can choose from a couple different colors over here on the right-hand side. We're going to choose yellow, and I can make this size of the pen small, or I can make the size of the pen big. Whatever I would like to do with that little slider right there. But I can mark anywhere on the screen that I would like. I can make a little happy face here. We can do whatever we need to do. If I want to delete all of the drawings that I've done, I can go ahead and click clear, and it's gone. The interesting thing is if I pull up a website and I want to mark on it, I can do that as well. If I want to delete an individual marking that I've done, I go to the select feature, click the arrow, or excuse me, click the drawing that I've created and go ahead and just click the delete key, and now it's gone.
1 second, please.
Go ahead.
The pen tool does work with graphics tablets. He is not using a pen. He's actually using his mouse right now, but you can connect Wacom's and such to your computer, and they should be accessible through this application.
Thanks, Nat. Alrighty, so as I said, and I bet you with the Wacom pens, I'm using my mouse currently. I'm using the pen tool. Yes, that is right here. But yes, with the select tool, all you need to do is click the drawing that you would like. You can make it bigger, smaller, whatever you would like to do. That's the same way that I was doing the custom screen. I'm just grabbing the corner and going up and down. I can also make it bigger or smaller with the anchor points. I can also rotate it if I choose to by going here and then twisting. I would like to mention to everybody that if you are using a Wacom or a pen tablet, I bet you that the pen that you're using has an eraser on it. You can probably erase as you draw as well. I have some experience with Wacom tablets, and those are very useful. However, as I mentioned before, if you want to delete any of these markings, just go to the select tool, select any individual marking, and hit delete. Or draw a couple things. You can also hit the trash can here, and it will delete them all as well. This pen will work over top of, oh, I don't have my mouse selected. This pen will work over top of websites, PowerPoints, videos you have on screen, anything that's on your screen. Think of the pen tool and the Kaltura Capture tool as like a transparency that's dropped on top of it. We all know those the overhead projectors and transparencies we all had in grade school growing up. Think of it almost exactly like that. The other options given to us here are the arrow tool, which works the same as the pen tool. If I click and drag in a direction, I get an arrow going that way. I can select individual ones and make them bigger or smaller. I can also delete them individually. And the trash can does the same thing. The text tool is a text box that if I click on screen, I can type anything that I would like, and then just click out for another one here. How are you? If I go to the select tool, I can make this bigger, smaller, same as all the other ones. Great, I'm gonna go ahead and delete all of these and show you the last tool available to us in the Kaltura Capture toolbar, which is the whiteboard. The whiteboard is a very interesting feature. If you click this little whiteboard option down here, and say I select my pen, I can't draw anywhere else on the screen right now. I can only draw on the whiteboard. And you'll notice if I draw on the whiteboard and accidentally go off the whiteboard, it does not draw anywhere else on my screen. However, if I click the select tool and drag this, you'll notice that all the markings I made to the left of the whiteboard there are still available. So if you need to write something off screen, you can write it and then drag it available to everybody. Mr. Hollander, I don't want to assume, sir. Anyways, you can delete these the same way you delete the other ones. Excuse me. You can use the arrows as well. You can use the text as well. It does the same thing. So the other interesting thing about the whiteboard feature is if you've done any markings on the whiteboard here that you find important, that you would like to share with your students after a Kaltura Capture recording session, if you would like to use it as scratch paper and then make sure your students have these ever important arrow, squiggle, and hello notes, all you need to do is click the save option up here. It gives you the ability to save your whiteboard drawing so that you may provide it to your students as a file or a image that they may view at a later date. Also, if you do not delete anything on here and you close this, if I open whiteboard again, my markings are still there. I do believe that if you start a new recording, that whiteboard will still be marked the same if you do not delete it. So I'm going to go ahead and clear that right there. Same works if you hit the trash can just like you did with the other marks. And that would be it for the draw tool. And that's going to do it for our first Kaltura Capture recording. So now that I'm happy with this recording, I'm going to go ahead and Ms. Sellers, no, I do not believe so. I've had people record 5-minute videos. I've had people record an hour and 5-minute videos. It really doesn't make a difference. Can whiteboard be resized or full screen? I do not believe that it can. I believe that it is one size. It is only this size. I cannot grab a corner and resize it. Even with the, yeah, I'm not even given the cursor option outside of that. And with the select tool, I can't go to the corner and make it bigger or smaller.
By the way, I apologize to everyone if you're sending me messages and questions. I'm trying to answer them in order, and I'm getting a lot of questions, so I apologize. It's taking a second.
Gotcha. I believe that you can. Like I said, if you have a PowerPoint, say I had a PowerPoint on my screen here. Let's just pull up the Blackboard. Excuse me. Let's just pull up Blackboard as if it's on my PowerPoint. So I could write B for Blackboard here, and then I can close it. I can then go back to my Blackboard here, and then if I want to go back in and make another note, is cool. There we go. So there's my whiteboard, and then I can go back to my PowerPoint here. Everything should be good to go. If you want to clear the entire whiteboard at once, what you do is you click the trash can right here, clear, and it is gone. What's going on, Nat? How can I help you?
Oh, nothing. No, nothing at all. I was going to answer these questions, but you seem to have answered them.
Okay, great. Okay, so now that we've gotten through the whiteboard and we've gotten through the draw tool, I'm going to go ahead and close it. And like I said before, we are done with our excuse me, we're done with our first recording here using the Kaltura Capture recording software. I'm going to go ahead and click the stop button, the big square right there. Are you sure you want to stop this recording? Yes, I am. I'm very happy with it. We're going to go ahead and click yes, stop it. And my recording has finished. You should be prompted with a little box that would pop up that says recording has been successful. It's showing up on my other monitor, so you didn't see it here, but it will pop up in the top right corner of the screen. You'll notice now I'm presented with the option that I can title my video whatever I would like. You'll notice that the preset title that we've given this, MCOM 3999 chapter, is available to me. So I can add chapter 1 here, chapter 2, 3, etc. It also provides me with the date and time that I started the recording. I'm going to go ahead and remove the date and time, so it just says MCOM 3999 chapter 3. I can give a description for this video. We'll call it test video, but you can name it whatever you would like. And then you can give it certain tags here. I've already created education ones. I think I've created a health one before. There we go. Oh. These tags are not necessary. However, they are very useful if you're recording a bunch of videos in terms of organization and accessing them quickly via Blackboard so that you or your instructional designer can help you build your course as fast and promptly as possible. Yes, Mr. Robinson, you can edit an existing Kaltura Capture, and as Nat said, it will be covered in the next session at 2 o'clock or the advanced one that you can sign up for. You'll notice also here in the library that we see both the screen and the camera. If I push play, I'm going to mute that. You might be hearing it right now. I don't believe you will, actually, because I haven't made it available. There we go, share computer sound. The little minus bar. It will drop it into your tool. So, oh God, is that what I sound like? I'm sorry, everyone. You'll notice as I click through the video, you'll see the areas that we talked about. That's the whole video there. Everything is good to go for that. This is just, you just use this as a preview so that you know that what you recorded happened the way you wanted it to. And as I mentioned before, both of these will be visible to your students. You cannot select or deselect one of them for your students to view. From here, once the video is done, you're going to go ahead and click Save and Upload. You'll notice that there is a pending option up here on the video. Once it starts uploading, it says 10% right now. It should start going. This means that you have a successful upload started to your My Media section of Blackboard. I do ask that you be patient with these videos. Kaltura is seeing a large number of, or the largest amount of traffic it's ever seen in the history of their platform due to the COVID-19 pandemic. It normally shouldn't take a long time, especially if you're doing 10 to 15 minute videos. They should upload relatively quickly. As you see right now, I'm at 46%, 50%. Just give it a little bit of time. I would maybe reach out to somebody with the SHSU online or SHSU support desk. If, say, I started my upload at 9 p.m. at night and 9 a.m. in the morning, it's still not uploaded, it's still not doing anything, that's a little excessive. However, if it's taking about 10 to 15 minutes to even get to like the next step of it, like 15% from 10, just be patient. It could be your internet. It could be the amount of bandwidth you have at the moment. It could be the fact that 300 other professors are trying to upload videos at that point in time. Kaltura is a wonderful software. We stand by them. However, with the amount of traffic that they're seeing, it is a little difficult for it to process all of the material at one time. So if it's taking a couple minutes, don't panic. Everything should be good. It should upload pretty quickly. If it does take 24 hours for a video to upload, then get in touch with us. We'd be glad to help you try to resolve the issue. But in the meantime, just give it a couple minutes. You should be good to go. What's going on, Nat?
One thing I would like to mention is this is heavily dictated on, one, your internet connectivity, and two, your processor and your RAM and everything built into your computer. So if you have a 1080 video that you're trying to send out that's over an hour long, it's a lot of data for that to have to transfer. So that's going to be dependent on, like I said, your internet connectivity and the ability of your computer to handle that. So if there are some issues where it's just you've tried repeatedly to not and you've had unsuccess, I'm just letting you know that it may be because of those issues, in which case you might need to do something about relocation for a remote upload or something like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, they just if you're having issues with it, you might want to put it on a flash drive or a hard drive of some sort, an external hard drive, and maybe take it to your office computer whenever you have office hours, or if you know somebody or you have access to a computer with faster internet or a little bit more powerful or newer of a computer, it might help you with that situation if you're having issues.
Yes. And uh, you can save it on your computer or Google Drive or what have you, but in order to insert it into your Blackboard course, we need it uploaded to Kaltura. That's the best way that we're going to have access and be able to manage it for you.
If there is a problem with uploading, it is an issue to save it on a personal. Is it, if there is a problem with uploading, is it an issue to save it on a personal computer, or can I save it to Google Drive? It with the uploading problem, sometimes like I said, it really depends. Like what Mr. Connor said, it's a lot of times depending on your internet or the speed of your PC or the ability to handle that video. Um,
So with that said, you might face those same issues trying to upload it to a Google Drive because it's
mhm.
the same principle of uploading something from a computer onto a cloud storage, if that makes sense. Another thing is um, we'll get into how to insert the video into your Blackboard course in the next session at 2 p.m.
Yes.
And then we're asking, to does it have to be compressed to put it on a hard drive? It already records in a very compressed format, so it's already going to be almost as compressed as it can be. So keep that in mind when you're recording or thinking of compression.
Yes, and Mr. Cho, it is. You're right. Sometimes it could have an uploading issue because of the resolution. The 1080 shouldn't be a massive problem because, as Mr. Connor said, it's already a very compressed file. That shouldn't be a big problem with it. However, if you find that you're having a lot of trouble uploading 1080 videos to the Kaltura software, maybe think about dropping it down to 720 for future recordings. Both of them are very fine for these or for these videos. Your students won't have any major issues. 480p would be a little rough. However, if your students are viewing them on their phones, 720p is more than enough for them to have a very what's the word I'm looking for? A very good experience viewing your class materials.
Next, Chris Davis is asking about what it's going to look like. We'll cover that in the next session. We'll show you exactly
Um,
what it looks like.
yeah, we do have a couple more minutes here. We're supposed to go to 11. I don't mind showing you real
All right,
quick
cool.
which one of these videos will look like. We're going to go back to my media here on the SHSU online website. You'll notice that this is the video that we just recorded. It's still uploading, so it's being processed. But I'm going to go back to a previous recording that we did. It's one I did from the 21st of July here. Oh no, let me choose an actual recording here. That was something I was working on. Apologize for that. Here we go. All right, so this is a recording we did on June 10th. Dr. Bumpus, I'm not 100% sure how you would choose where it's saved. I don't have an option to do that in the Kaltura toolbar there. I do actually. I take that back. I know exactly where you do that. When you're downloading the file for the Kaltura Capture software, when you're installing it onto your computer, it asks you where you would like your videos to be stored. You may need to provide it with a path, a file path. I'll show you here real quick. Say I'm trying to, let's see, there should be one here that says Kaltura. There we go. I would come up here and, I'm sorry, let me start really quickly with this. I created a folder specifically in my hard drive here called the Kaltura folder. You can put this on your desktop. You can put this anywhere that makes it easier for you to find it. But once you open the folder where your videos are, all you need to do is come up to this little bar right here that looks like the address bar for a website. You would click in here and it would give you this this path. You'll notice it says d:\/ work videos / Kaltura. If I copy that and then I install the program, it will ask me where would I like to save my videos. I would insert that. I would copy and paste this location to it, and it will then save all of my videos to that folder so that I may choose to do with them what I will. I know that's a little convoluted. I know that I don't have an exact example to show you for that right now, and I do apologize for that. If you're having an issue with that, I would be glad to walk you through that personally if you just reach out to me via email. If anyone else is having with that, my email here, I'm going to go ahead and put it in the chat for anyone. Please reach out to me. I'm glad to help with any questions you may have about that going forward. Any other questions about the Kaltura Capture, I'd be glad to help you as well, or at least get you in touch with somebody that can. When I record, go ahead.
Richard, I believe there's separate entities. Like Kaltura is meant to create pre-recorded material that you're trying to push to your students, while Zoom and Blackboard Collaborate are more of an interactive experience where everyone is simultaneously together to create the conversation. So I don't think that it's the same type of tool. This is just simply used to create your own lecture videos.
Yes. When record resume, and say this in before, do I use Kaltura to upload to Blackboard? I don't believe that you would need to use Kaltura to upload a Zoom recording to Blackboard. I believe that you would go to your My Media, and here it gives you the option to upload a video from Media Upload.
One second before
Okay.
you continue that. I would say that over the summer, we have enabled this ability upon every completion of Zoom recordings. They are, or every Zoom meeting is now immediately saved to the Kaltura archive. So I'm pretty sure if you have Zoom meetings, we have it linked in a way to where they will immediately upload to the Kaltura archive.
Great. Alrighty. So let me go ahead and show you what a video would look like for your students. There's a countdown 3. I'm going to go ahead and mute that video. We don't need to hear more of my voice. You'll see right here that we recorded both our screen and our camera. I'm speaking on my camera here, and the screen is available down here in the bottom. We're given the option to toggle between the two with this little arrow right here. Your students will have options to your students will have this exact player for this video. They will have the options to toggle between the two views. They can see what's on the screen. They can see what's on your camera. They can come here to choose the viewer. They can go from picture in picture to side by side. They can toggle what side they want the camera and screen on by using the toggle button here, or they can choose to go full screen and then they can jump back and forth between the two. This is what, excuse me, this is what a Kaltura Capture video looks like once you're done recording it. Like I said, you're given these options. You can choose which one that you want to view. Your students have this exact player to them. They can choose, they can view both the camera and the screen. Like I said in the demonstration, if you do not want your camera visible to your students, you need to make sure that it is turned off ahead of time. Alrighty, so that's going to do it for the Kaltura.
1 second. We have another question. I was told that when I want to upload the PowerPoint recorded lecture, I have to go to Kaltura first. We should not upload the video saved PowerPoint lecture directly to the Blackboard. Okay, let me make sure I'm hearing this right. So you created a PowerPoint, you have audio or some form of media within it, and through PowerPoint, you've exported that as a video. Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying you've recorded this using the Kaltura Capture application?
Oh, yes, yes. After I recorded the PowerPoint lecture, and then I needed to transfer it to XP4, or I don't remember exactly what file. And then I needed to transfer that file to Kaltura first before I upload to the Blackboard.
Okay.
I was
Okay.
directed.
Okay. So you are exporting your video file out of PowerPoint then?
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah. So Jake, if you'll just show her, go to My Media real quick, and
All
then
right.
go to the Add New dropdown and show her Media Upload function. And
Okay.
from right here, if you'll click it, you'll be able to access, click again.
Yep.
It's just like any directory in your computer. You'll have a bunch of stuff you have on there, and you just find where you put the file on your computer, and you'll be able to upload your files. So that is another thing about we're going to explain later is you're able to upload your own videos that you've created prior to even getting on Blackboard into your Blackboard course. The students would have to download the software if they want to create their own videos. If they just want to view them, it's a simple player that's built into the course and they have nothing they need to do on their part.
Okay. So Nat, with that being said, I'm going to wrap up the demonstration portion of this session. If you have any questions for us right now, I am absolutely glad to stick around and answer some more questions for you. I'm just going to stop sharing my screen for the time being. I'm going to open the camera. Hello, how is everybody? If all of your questions have been answered, you're more than welcome to go ahead and take off. If you do have some more questions, that you can go ahead and turn your microphone on. You can go ahead and turn your camera on. Whatever you would like to do to ask the question. I'm glad to help you guys here. Thank you guys for all of the compliments here. I do appreciate that. Like I said, though, we are here to help. We are here to answer any questions you have. I've got some free time here between now and lunch. So if you have any questions, and you guys want to take my next couple hours, feel free. I'm super glad to help. But if you do need to take off, do not feel that you're going to be missing out on anything. You can join us here at the 2 o'clock section as well.
Okay, we still have another question that we left unanswered.
Which one is that? From Ms. Sellers here. Does the student have to download any software such as Kaltura prior, or is it auto? What's up?
I was in the middle of answering that is what I was trying to say, but you kind of like cut me off to finalize the meeting.
Gotcha.
But she asked, I had already answered the first part, but she's asking where do they download that from? So if you'll share your screen again and show her where to download the actual
Thank you.
Kaltura app again.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Not a problem. So you're going to go back into Blackboard here and log in just as you normally would.
Can you share your screen?
I can. I thought I was. I apologize. There we go. Here on the My Media tab, we're going to go back in. You're going to see the blue Add New tab right here. We're going to go ahead and click this. You're going to go to Kaltura Capture. Once you've chosen the Kaltura Capture option, there is going to be a box down here that says download for Windows or download for Mac. Click the one that is for your appropriate operating system. If you're using a Windows PC, choose Windows. If you're using a Mac computer, please choose Mac.
And if they run into any difficult, that's all supported through tech support, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Great, thank you.
Absolutely.
Sorry about that, Jake. I just wanted to make sure we got her
absolutely.
answered.
Of course.
Thank you.
Of course. Absolutely. That's what we're here for. If there are any other questions, I mean, Ms. Sellers, if you have more, please feel free to ask. We try to get to as many of these as humanly possible.
Richard.
Yeah, I just had questions about the Zoom, and I understood the point about the interaction with Zoom, and that is how I use it from a collaboration standpoint of holding the meetings. But the recordings are extremely beneficial, and a lot of times I just keep those as the lecture, so they serve. I may have a PowerPoint inside the Zoom, So really, I'm getting both. And so the difficulty that I had, and I'm coming back to the university to teach, and I was at another school utilizing a number of softwares. I did have trouble when I recorded it and I attempted it. It was in a video and it wasn't compressed. And I heard that comment, and it is about bandwidth. It is about all of that. That makes complete sense to me.
Mhm.
But I did have trouble. Like I had to convert it over to a YouTube, and then I had to convert it again. And then I could finally get it to upload so that somebody could view it. And it might go a whole hour because I allowed students to Q&A at the end, and it was super beneficial to record it, upload it in an easy link for them to open.
Absolutely.
That was, that was my question too, is that, we save it, but it's also going to be saved in a really easy format for them to get to. And I saw how you did it earlier. So if it's really that easy, I was just wondering, it seems like every school has a tool that they're using you to upload your videos within. And I think that Kaltura is that, because I heard that it's automatically got a connection between Zoom and
Yes.
Kaltura.
Yes.
So where do you go and get, if it's automatically, like you're using Zoom, and Zoom works outside of Sam Houston, is that correct? Or am I going to be working within?
I'm not sure what you mean by that question.
Well, when I
What-
use a
I
Zoom
think what
meeting or
she
establish a Zoom meeting.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I think, yes, within Blackboard, you can integrate Zoom as a tool.
Yes.
So your students can click to join the meetings, and that's where it'll automatically dump your recordings as well. So they can literally just click on that link. They can go to the list of Zoom files that you've recorded, and they can just click on the one that they want. So there's literally no uploading or anything that you have to do for that if you set it up within Blackboard.
Yes.
I really appreciate that. Thank you for the clarification. That's it.
Another thing to note, though, on top of that is one thing we're unsure of right now is how long those Zoom recordings stay alive on their servers. So because of that, I was mentioning this earlier in the webinar, we have enabled this ability to every Zoom meeting that anyone on SHSU or anyone affiliated with us within our campus are hosting Zoom meetings. Those, as long as that's associated with your actual username, it should immediately upload into your My Media section of your course as well.
Okay, so if you have one at the beginning and a student wants to go back and review it for their final exam, will it just still be under Zoom with the link, or will they have to access it in a different way?
I would assume that it would stay the whole semester. This is something we haven't had the ability to test out yet.
Sure.
But
Okay.
I assume it'll stay there. However, I guess I would assure you that there is at least some form of the recording.
Yeah, okay. That makes
Yes.
sense. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm currently answering Mr. Davis's question. If students record videos often, or I have students record videos often, if they run into Kaltura setup trouble, is the Blackboard 24/7 helpline the right place to contact, or IT? Also, is there a using Kaltura video resource that we can make available to students? We do not have one currently recorded for students. However, in terms of the, if they're having issues with the Kaltura setup, have them contact the SHSU online support desk. They should be able to help them with that. Are there any other questions?
This is super helpful. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, we opened up these sessions to make it as painless and less hair pulling as possible for everybody, because we know, like I said at the beginning of the session, we're in a very unprecedented time for learning, for remote teaching. It's something that we want to make this as easy as possible for professors to get the students their information that they need to continue learning and getting the great education they can from Sam Houston State. A lot of our job with SHSU Online is to facilitate this in general, so we're glad to help. And it's also helping us because we're learning a lot more of these technologies that we can implement and find better solutions for everybody out there, because we know that it's not the same as sitting in a class. We know that it's not the same as recording a supplementary video when your entire lecture has to be in a Zoom call. However, if we can make it so that if you come into our studio and record a session that becomes usable in your online course, we're absolutely glad to help you here. We're glad to help you with that, as well as we'd be glad to help you try to create these kind of lessons for the online courses so that there's a certain presentation to all of these recordings the best we can. So. Great. Are there any other questions? Like, I'm glad to answer anything that you may want to know about Kaltura. If you haven't already done so, try to sign up for the 2 o'clock session. Mr. Connor goes through a lot of very interesting information in regards to how to upload it to Blackboard, how to include a interactive quiz with your courses that can be graded as well. And he also shows you how to use a very simple editor that's available so that if you have any small touch-ups that you would like to do to videos, that they're available to you as well.
Is that 2 o'clock session taught on another day as well?
We
It
do
is.
have another version available on Friday at 2 p.m.
Okay.
I believe you would sign up for it the same place you would sign up for this course.
Yes.
Yep.
Thank you.
Not a problem.